We are now live. Yay! Okay, so we're here on Instagram and Facebook, and we're going to be entertaining questions today. So things that you're curious about, anything that you're curious about, you have a question about yourself, something maybe you're trying to decide on, maybe how your money vibrations are. The questions can be endless. So go ahead and post something in the chat, and then we can see what your questions are. Hey, Rama, I made it. And so we can entertain that. So how are you all doing with everything that's going on? A lot of stuff stirring up. It's only going to be about 2 more weeks before my book is available. It's currently with the, not the editors, the formatters. So it should be available for $1 for 1 day, so stay tuned so you can find out when. And want you to share that with all your friends and as many people as possible so that we can get as many people as possible that could be possibly interested in this book and accelerating and elevating our own personal power. So it's I'm really excited that it's finally almost here. Okay, yay for the book, yes. So who's got questions about what's going on or what's not going on? Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oops, for some reason. That is interesting. Okay, let's see on Instagram. Questions, no questions. Okay, well, until you have a question, I will talk to you about something that Spirit wants me to tell you. So one of the things that's coming through is the anticipated chaos that is going to be showing up in October. So here we are on the edge of moving to Instagram. There we are. You're back on Instagram. So I wanted to talk about October. Yeah, so big things going to be surfacing in October. If you're not kind of feeling into that yet. The elections are just around the corner, and all of the stuff around the virus stuff has kind of settled down. I knew that they were going to bring in the fires. I did mention that, so those are getting a little calmer, except up in Oregon, that's still pretty raging. But they're going to be pulling in some other thing that's meant to create chaos and divisions and distractions and fear and anger. So don't know quite what that is yet, but we need to be prepared. And so the way we get prepared is by mastering our energy, which is what you come here every couple times a week to learn how to do that, to learn how to master your energy, maybe get a little clearing. And if this isn't enough for you, like you like this is just like drips and drabs, that you're really hungry for more, that's certainly available. And the place for anyone to start, if anyone wants something bigger or more thorough, is with your personal vibrational temperature report. So that's where everyone starts with that report, so that you know where you're at, I know where you're at, and I measure about 40 different calibrations without talking to you, knowing anything about you. In fact, the less I know, the better. So that's where everyone starts. We'll post a link for that so that if you're interested in getting your vibrational temperature, that's where you start, measuring about 40 different things, like your martyr, victim, anger, shame, how many people are corded to you, how many fear entities might be in your space, how high is your money vibration, how big is the container that holds it, or anything for that matter. And it goes on and on. So It's where to know where you are vibrationally before you can actually move forward. So that's something more thorough than what we do here. So this is some little bits. But anyway, October is going to be a rockin' month. So we really need to be very adept at being flexible. Talked about this one last times about being flexible so that we don't break. That we know how to run our energy, and we know how to move the energies that tend to get stuck. And so we do that by running your energy. So if you don't have that free meditation, be sure to sign up for that. It does require an email exchange for those of you who are adverse to getting something super, super valuable. Even my $1 million clients use this 20-minute meditation. But if it's of value to exchange your email address for that. So at any rate, I don't send out a ton of emails, but at any rate, get that so that you can practice what we do every single day to learn how to run your energy, manage your energy, and master what's going on in your life. Okay, let's see. Let's see what questions we have here. Hang on. That's great, Z. She listens to all my old audios. There's like nearly 3, almost 4 years of different meditations. You know, every month I do a global meditation, and those are all in there. So super, super valuable. Well, actually, now I think about it, they're not. There's only maybe 4, but super valuable. That, especially the one. Okay, no questions, really. Z, same question every week. Come on, girl. How can I clear my money victimization? So we did a money meditation last week for you. This is something that I suggest you do every single day. And, you know, that 20-minute meditation, at the end of it, there is a little part about raising your money vibration. So be sure to do that. We'll look again, Z, and hopefully this will benefit all of you. And it looks like Facebook is having a little trouble with the internet here. Hopefully that will come back. So Z, your money vibration, is high. It's at a high vibration. Let's see where you're not aligned in it, because it's one thing to have a high money vibration, but then we want it to be aligned in all of our chakras so that then we can manifest from there. So one is in your 6th chakra. So you have some beliefs that relate to money that are, it's this feeling of feeling powerless around money. Like money has got you by the balls instead of you taking charge of money and money working for you. You're basically slaving. You're still in those beliefs at that 6th chakra. And of course, you're not alone. A lot of people hold these views that we're powerless around money, that there's nothing we can do, and we just have to be the victims of what we see going on. So that is not true. So let's pull in those beliefs. So we pull that in. And for those of you on Facebook, I'm sorry if this doesn't work, but you'll have to listen to the replay. We'll put the Instagram's video on Facebook. But so here we are releasing these programs in the 6th chakra. And so also, I know this might be a kind of a harder one, but examining your beliefs about people who do have money. So yes, there are a lot of people who are greedy with money, and they use money for nefarious purposes. And but that is not everyone who has money. And it's certainly going to affect our beliefs about having a relationship with money if we think that having a lot of money will make us like them. So that's really an important piece in changing our relationship with money, is also how we view people with money. So we need to be able to get to a place where we can maybe, we're driving down the freeway and we see a fancy car, a Maserati, a Ferrari or something. And instead of going, jerks or those idiots or those greedy bastards or whatever the thought might be, we need to be able to have an admiration for the people that have money so that we can aspire to be like that, and not be like that necessarily. Like, I don't drive a Ferrari, that doesn't interest me. But I do use my money for other things. And so it's really up to you on what you want to use your money to or for. But when we have that negative of a view towards people with money, then we won't ever want to have much money because we think it'll make us like them. And so that's not true. But if we have the beliefs, it's going to limit our abilities. So let's, so all that got cleared at the 6 for you, Z. 7, 6. And then down at the root where you don't quite feel safe with money, we're going to go out to that 3rd layer. We're going to pull in that energy there. Okay, great. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So now you're aligned with your money as you bring that energy all the way in. It's aligned in all of those chakras. And then your circle of reciprocity. So you're great on the giving side, but when you put those fingertips together, you need to allow the receiving. So as you bring that money up your left hand, left arm, and everyone listening can also do the same thing. As we bring that money up the left arm, then our energy field is going to start reflecting our ability to receive. And then all the people out there that are waiting to give us money can let's see where that is. It's at 50%. So let's bring that all the way down to 0 so you don't keep attracting that feeling of being victimized. And it's also really important too, Z, is, I know I've talked about this in the past, of you changing the story. So every time you talk about that story of being victimized or being taken advantage of, or how the 1%, blah, 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 when you repeat those stories, then you're going to keep repeating the energies that create it. So you're going to need to be more conscious and diligent about, and being disciplined about noticing those thoughts and then changing them. Okay? So your victimization at 50%, let's go down to the root, out to that 3rd layer. So that's that feeling powerless in your root, in your body, not feeling safe to be in your body. Okay, great. So let's drop that down the grounding. Excellent. Okay, so there's only 15% left of the victim. Let's see where that is. It's in your 6th chakra, so those are the beliefs. So those are also the stories that you keep repeating. So make it your mission to never repeat those stories again, really. Start writing down how you do want to be treated, how you do want the outcomes to be, and start living into the new story, because it won't feel true or, these are new habits. You create a new habit by creating new thoughts, new beliefs, repeating those in your head. And the more that you keep these energies at zero, victim, martyr, these three energies, martyr, victim, and anger, right at the root, third layer. Do that throughout the day and see if that doesn't start shifting these things along with changing your story. Because it's the story, you keep repeating it, it's just going to keep recreating it. So next week, I want to hear some good news. Okay, great. That's how you clear your money victimization. Okay, great. So this is Crystal. This is the first day I've been feeling my best. Great. So I know you've been going through some stuff too. Awesome. Awaken your money predator. So if you want your awakened predator, that innate warrior part of you, Z, to be connected to your money, just run that money energy through that 20th layer, and that'll help with that. Okay, Katie May Katie. I've been told a couple of times that I have healing in my hands. Do you have any insights on this? How can I explore this further? So yes, we all have healing in our hands. The way that you explore it further is to practice this. So the very first time I was introduced to this work, I felt it in my hands. I went to a psychic school, and they asked me if I wanted to feel an aura. And so I saw this woman standing there, and she was kind of going like this with her hands around someone who was sitting in a chair. And I thought, well, okay, I've never done this before, but I'll just do what she's doing. Monkey see, monkey do. And I started going like this with my hands around the person, and I thought, whoa, it feels sad right there, but not anywhere else. And then there was another sad spot, but they were like in very specific places. And then the person confirmed that they were feeling some sadness about a certain thing. So this is one way that you can start to practice to feel with your hands, is ask a friend if you can feel their aura. And so when you approach them, maybe start about 10 feet away, and then just slowly bring those hands in until you feel the edge of their aura. And it'll feel maybe a little warm, a little spongy. Maybe your hands will start to tingle. Just notice what you notice. And so this is the beginning of starting to feel with your hands. And so notice what you notice. And then, if somebody has an ailment, or they have, I don't know, you're not a doctor, I'm not a doctor, but we do have healing in our hands, and we've been ashamed for using this energy. We've been discouraged because the doctors know better and they know more. I'm certainly not saying don't go to doctors. They're very helpful in their place. But we've somehow over time think that we are not capable of being able to heal ourselves, and listening to our hands is one of the big ways that they've, like, you're crazy, you can't be feeling sadness in your hands, or you can't be feeling this. So just learn to practice. If someone has an ailment or something, just put your hands on it and just see what you feel. Notice what you notice. See what kind of images might come to mind. Just feel what you sense in your body. That's the beginning of trusting what's going on in your hands and trusting those healing abilities. So great question, because we all have this ability. So that would be awesome for you to explore and tell us what you find. Okay, any other questions? Smiles MJ sent a request to be in your live video. So let's see if you actually meant that. Hang on. Crystal. Your receiving is good, Crystal. Well, Z, so here you go again. So making a statement, but I'd like you to start changing these kind of statements. So when you say that this is so difficult for me, you can change that. You can change that by saying, I'm learning how to enjoy receiving prosperity instead of this story that everything's so difficult. So we're going to break that story, end that story, and start reconstructing the story and start changing your narrative. Okay. All right. So now we're going to see if Smiles MJ actually really did want to be, and we're going to do a quick little read for Smiles MJ. Okay, so we're waiting for that, and the internet here is a little bit slow. I'm not in my usual place, so we'll see if that comes on. And you're welcome, Katie. Hey, Isabel, nice to have you here. Okay, so we're just waiting for Smiles MJ to show up. Okay, so we have a few more comments over here on Facebook. Vibrational Report is a great resource. The 20-minute meditation has made a huge difference for me. I've done it almost every day since late July. That's great feedback. Thank you, Janice. So Janice is making some progress. Monica Weaver. Oops, let's see here. Okay, we're still waiting for that on Instagram. I need to check out the meditation. Yes, you do. I want to accept more clients and check the abundance levels. That would be great. So yeah, if you also want to get a report, that would be great to get an overall view of everything. Feel it in your lower back. So Monica, just taking a look. Yeah, so right in your lower back, Monica. So you can also, Katie, you were talking about, feeling in your hand. You can also do this remotely, like I'm doing this remotely, right? So I'm feeling Monica's lower back, and right in the lower back, there is some energy. So first I'm going to check and see if it's a cord. It is. So Monica, I'll help you release that cord in that lower back. It's affecting, it's kind of like a little power thing going on. There's someone who's angry, who's connected there. So you might, that's kind of some of that energy at that lower back. Okay, great. So you can just let me know if you feel that difference. Dorota, since the time you helped clear the wound in my heart, I've been feeling so much better, much lighter. I'm really grateful, Kimberly. Great, thank you, Dorota. And so I really appreciate those of you who come on and tell me like how this has helped shift you from, could have been just a little thing. Like here, I just helped her clear something out of her heart and she's feeling much better. So that's really great. Because what we're doing here is real stuff and it really helps you to accelerate your growth and expansion. Monica, great. So it says that helped me. Great. So maybe feeling less ache and pain in that lower back. Good. Tara, you talk about a bumpy October, etc. I find I keep dropping into fear around the immediate future. I think because I subconsciously don't feel confident that I will be led or kept safe or hear what I need to be doing during this time. Well, it's definitely true that when we drop into fear, it is a lot harder to feel confident. It is a lot harder to think clearly. And it's the most common energy that the 1% uses to keep us down. And so we really want to learn how to master this energy of fear, which is easily doable. So your root chakra needs to become your best friend, and you need to create an intimate relationship with your root chakra. And whenever you feel worried, that's generally where you're going to feel it, is in the root. The fear will generally attack your root chakra. So number one is to make sure that you're grounded. Whenever you start to feel a little anxious, a little worried, a little like, uh-oh, I don't know, there's actually, we'll say 3 things that we need to do. One is make sure you're grounded. So everybody that's on the call, I know Facebook looks like it's still struggling, but maybe it's still working. The video's not, I don't see it, but maybe you still see me. But at any rate, so number one, when you're feeling anxious, is to make sure you're grounded. So we're going to make sure that everybody, see, some of you have lost your grounding cord. Maybe you came here without a grounding cord, or just thinking about the fear causes you to contract. So feel that, feel this contraction, but now I want you to feel the difference when we put down this grounding cord that goes all the way to the center of our high vibrational planet Earth. And we just did a really powerful clearing on the Earth. And every time people listen to that, that's more clearing happening to the Earth. So it might be feeling a little bit better when we ground to our planet Earth now. So make sure you're really grounded all the way to the center of the Earth. So like I just took a deep breath because I could feel the release of all of that energy. Okay, good. So now you're nice, securely grounded to the Earth. See if you feel a difference just with that much. And so then you want to bring that Earth energy that goes, those roots are going into the Earth. You want to bring that energy up through your legs. That's going to help you feel more safe and secure on the planet. So that's 2. And then 3, pull in that worry circle. If you're unsure how congested it is, go out to the 15th or maybe even the 30th layer where that reptilian energy hangs out. So let's go out to that 30th layer, and we're just going to pull in all that energy that's making you feel afraid and worried. So when we get to the 15th layer, we're going to grab all that 1% energy. We're going to bring that all the way into the core of our root chakra. Okay, great. And we're going to lift this energy up and out because it's all the way out there to the 30th layer. And we're going to send this up through the central core so that when it comes out of our crown, we're going to send it off planet, which is where all this stuff belongs, and not even here. Okay, great. So notice the difference now. Probably feel a little calmer, a little less worried. And then there's one more thing that you need to do if you start to feel this anxiety, overwhelming, like, oh, I don't know, like worry, is to jump out in the future and pull your energy back. So when you start worrying about things that haven't happened yet, that means you're out in the future. So you want to pull all of that energy from the future so that it's right above your crown. Right? Just pull that energy all the way in. So this is the present moment right here. Now you can bring the past also into the future, and you can bring the future into the present. So you bring them both into the present moment. This is how you get present energetically. And then now you're grounded and present. So does anybody still feel worried? Like, I don't think you can be worried with just doing those few things. So keep all of that in mind if you're worried about any of this stuff that's going to happen in the future and next month and out into the future, because they are not going to be giving up anytime soon. Okay, great. Let's see what else, if anybody else has. Welcome, Katie. So Katie, my family member is very successful, but the money goes in and goes straight out to debts. Yes. So a reason why this happens, like people who have and they make a lot of money, is they don't have a container. Like they might have a high money vibration, but their wealth container, the container that holds their money, is not matching it. It's like it's not also at infinity. Like our money vibration should be at infinity, and then also our wealth container should be at infinity. So then we can hold as much as we desire. It's not going to keep going out the back door with an unexpected medical bill or vet bill or the broken car or the broken dishwasher or all dental bills or whatever it is, that thing that happens that tends to just blow all our money out the back door. So when we have a high wealth container, then there's plenty of money coming in. There's plenty of money to create some resources or a little storage, a little bit of savings, so that we also feel less worried. When we have a little bit of cushion in the bank, we're just naturally not going to feel so worried. When we have a high wealth container, that's also what's going to alleviate that. So yeah, if they're curious, have them get a temperature report, a vibrational report. Okay, let's see what else you guys got here. I have questions on Facebook. Is spotty today? Yes, it is. I apologize for that, on Facebook. So we'll probably just load up this video as it is on Instagram for Facebook. So any other questions? I don't see anything else you guys want to take a peek at. And I know what I'll do. So the gal that I was trying to bring on, Smiles, MJ. Now I don't know that I know who you are. Sometimes these handles are a little tricky. But let's take a peek at what you're working on, because you tried to come on and it didn't work. So we'll just take a peek at what you're working on. So your root chakra, out to that 10th layer. So this relates to the spiritual realm. Maybe not feeling safe to connect to the spiritual realm. Maybe afraid of those darker forces that might be out there. Maybe you have stopped relying on the spiritual realm for any help. Maybe you felt like you got burned in the past and there's like no helpers out there. And so you've kind of, it doesn't feel like either a safe place to connect or a reliable place to connect to, or even a helpful place. So we're going to pull this energy in at your root that goes out to this 10th layer. And since I've got you now on Instagram, maybe you could post and let us know if what I'm saying is accurate. So we're going to pull in this energy at the root. Pulls into the 3rd layer. So this relates also to your personal power. So not feeling safe to step into your power is another thing. Somebody's trying to call. So the interesting thing about connecting with the spiritual realm is that the spiritual realm can help amplify our power, because they tell us things, they inform us, they give us information that can help us navigate our world a little easier, a little better, because they can see a little further than we can. And so it's a matter of learning how to trust that information that's coming in. And so, as I mentioned before, if you weren't on when I talked about this earlier, that the easiest way to navigate this world, because we, as light workers and healers, etc., we need to become proficient at mastering both light and dark energies out here, out there, wherever the out is. So the easiest way to navigate these darker energies, if we ever feel afraid of them, or we're not sure if the inspiration that we're getting is from pure source, that all we have to do is ask, is this pure source energy? If we get anything less than an immediate yes, then we ignore the messages, we disregard it, or, whatever, go the other direction. So learning how to listen to these energies, these voices is really important. It's really critical, because I posted just something recently on, I think it was on Facebook. Someone sent me a link about the Pleiadians, and it was this whole website about the Pleiadians. And this person is, I don't know, he's kind of always on my, trying to, I don't know if I would say diss me or whatever, but at any rate, noticed that this website was the dark forces. So there's a lot of websites out there, people out there who are connected to the dark web, but they come off as being light workers, light of the light, but they are not. And so this is where you begin to really trust that inner knowing in yourself. So one, these darker energies, even though it might look like, oh, Palladian stuff, light, oh, we have to trust our inner knowing. And so there was a part of me that when the first site first came up, it had it was all dark black background, and it didn't feel good. It just didn't feel right. So then I measured it, and it only measured at about 250, so that's low. And so this is how oftentimes these dark energies are going to operate. So trust those inner feelings. The light feels light. The light feels good. The light feels loving and gentle. It does not feel harsh. It does not feel pushy. It does not feel intrusive. It doesn't feel negative. So trust your inner knowing. This is all part of you learning how to trust your gifts and our infinite intelligence that is always trying to tell us and navigate us and guide us in the right direction. And so just keep coming back here to learn how to get validated for what you're doing, how to trust what you know to be true, and just keep moving along those lines. And there's really not as much to be afraid of than you think, because we actually have a body. The spiritual realm does not have a body. That in and of itself makes us superior. So we have seniority over these spiritual beings because we have a body. They don't. So trust your inner knowing, and you don't have to be afraid. All right, let's see. Anything else? Okay, good. Yes, sounds accurate for sure. So Smiles is saying about what I was saying about the spiritual realm is that what I was saying is true. Very good. So maybe you'll start feeling a little safer as you go out and navigating the spiritual realm, that there's really less to be afraid of than you think of. But fear can feel real. And if we're entertaining the thoughts that it's a scary place, and maybe we've watched one too many scary ghost movies or horror movies, that we are afraid of all the stuff out there, that's really not so much to be afraid of. As a matter of fact, when I'm measuring these fear entities, when I originally found these, I found them to be demons. And in my world, the world that I grew up in as a Jehovah's Witness, now ex Jehovah's Witness, is that was a very scary word. And it was something that created a lot of fear. And this is one of the ways that we were controlled in this religious cult, was through being afraid of Satan and his demons. So that was kind of a big thing. So when I discovered these demons in our space, I realized that I couldn't call them that because that word is too charged. And so I call them fear entities. It's a little more neutral, not as fear provoking and intimidating. So just wanted to throw that out there as well, so that it's really less to be afraid of than you realize. Okay, does somebody else want to peek at something? Let's see. There's nothing. Hey, Adriana. For those of you who are on Facebook, if you can run over to Instagram. I don't know that we'll be here much longer, but just checking to see if there's any more questions. That's where we're hanging out today. Very blurry today. Well, that might be your camera, because I can see me good on Instagram. And okay, no other questions. Okay, well, I think then that's pretty darn good. We covered a lot of ground today, and we will be coming back on Friday for Friday's inspiration. I don't know what the inspiration is yet. I haven't been inspired yet. So when Spirit comes through, tells me what we're going to be talking about, I'll let you know, and we'll show up for that. So that's usually I'll come on about a certain topic, subject, and then do a really thorough energy clearing related to that. So join us live on Friday. And in the meantime, if you're curious about your own personal vibrational altitude, click on the link that will be here. You can also find it in the link in my bio, both on Facebook and Instagram, under Linktree. The vibrational altitude report is in there. So it's invaluable, because I also tell you all the places where the energy's stuck. You could actually, if you're a healer, use the report just to heal yourself. It's up to you, but at any rate, it's super, super valuable and a very big help. And it's where we all start, so that you can, maybe you're not as far from your goals as you think you are. So it's really, really a good thing. All right, well, I'm going to send you off to go have a fantastic day. And yes, you guys have a great day too. So sending much love, and I will see you on Friday for Friday's inspiration. Okay. All right, bye-bye.